शुक्लाम्बरधरं विष्णुं शशिवर्णं चतुर्भुजं प्रसन्नवदनं ध्यायेत् सर्वविघ्नोपशान्तये। गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णु गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः गुरुः साक्षात् परब्रह्म तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। सरस्वती नमस्तुभ्यं वरदे कामरूपिणी विद्यारम्भं करिष्यामि सिद्धिर्भवतु मे सदा। Hari Om. A very good morning to all of you. Welcome to this beautiful, most auspicious, holiest of the holy, the most attractive temple which is within our own selves. My loving pranams at the divine lotus feet of my Guru, Papa Swami Ramdas of Anandashram, Kanjangad, Kerala, and my beloved parents. We are going through the last chapter of Bhagavad Gita, which gives the summary of the 17 chapters, or you can say from 3rd to 17 chapters, as second chapter is only an introduction to all the concepts. 18th chapter is only the summary of all the concepts. Krishna talked about the division of jnana, karma, karta, tyaga, buddhi, dhruti into 3 categories: Satvika, Rajasika and Tamasika. Each one is categorized. Then in Shloka number 36, he said that, Arjuna, you listen to all these now. Now you listen to the 3 categories of Sukha or happiness, which is Abhyasat Ramate Yatra, which revels because of practice. It comes by practice. So what are the 3 categories? Let us see. We know them. Satvika, Rajasika, Tamasika. But what does he mean by all these? Let us see. Shloka number 37, chapter 18. Yattadagre vishamiva pariname mrutopamam tatsukham satvikam proktam atma buddhi prasadajam. Yattat agre. Agre means in the beginning, initially, vishamiva. It is like poison. Means it is very difficult, very tough in the beginning. Pariname amrita opamam. But at the end, it is amrita. Tat sukham satvikam proktam atma buddhi prasadajam. That kind of sukha is called as satvika sukha, which comes because of atma buddhi prasadajam. Prasadaja. Ja is because of this. Prasada ja. Born out of atma buddhi prasada. Like how you have Shailaja. Means born out of mountain. Shaila. Jalaja. Means born out of water or jala. Similarly, atma buddhi prasada ja. It is born out of atma buddhi prasada. So obviously, Krishna is talking about that sukha which we derive when we have the knowledge of this Atma, Atma Buddhi. Here, Buddhi is Jnana. Do we have Atma Jnana? Then, that gives birth to Satvika Sukha. That prasada. Prasada is nothing but happiness. The prasada which is born out of the knowledge of the self. If at all we have self-knowledge, then we derive sukha, happiness out of this. That sukha is called as Satvika Sukha. Any other things may give us happiness, but it is not going to be there with us permanently. It's only temporary. Kshanika Sukha. At this moment, yes, I am deriving pleasure because of some external factor. Whereas the Sukha that we derive by having the knowledge of the self is going to be with us forever. So Krishna is giving lot of importance to have this knowledge. What is this Sukha? What is Satvika Sukha? What is Rajasika Sukha? We should know to differentiate. Discrimination capacity must be there. Only then we get that interest for having the knowledge of the self. Otherwise, what am I going to get by having the self-knowledge? Let me enjoy this. So the permanent Sukha is going to be there with us when we have the self-knowledge. So lot of importance is given to this, because any knowledge for that matter cannot be stolen. Any other possession, if I have some money at home or ornaments at home or some other kind of items at home, somebody may steal them. Whereas the knowledge that we have, nobody can steal. In fact, if we share with others, that becomes stronger and stronger, or we can say more and more. When we share any knowledge with others, that remains strongly here, cemented here. Whereas anything else, if I give some money to somebody, that much money from my hand it has gone, means that much is less for me. Whereas the knowledge is the only one which by giving becomes more and more and more. So Krishna says, you have the self-knowledge, only then you have this permanent happiness. Otherwise, what are we doing? We are depending on the external factors for our happiness. We think that, we feel that some item can give me happiness, some other person can give me happiness, some other object can give me happiness, or some other situation will bring happiness in my life. Yes, all these may give us happiness for some time, for a short period of time. For example, we get married. Husband and wife or spouse, let us say spouse. We derive lot of pleasure in the presence of our spouse. How long will we be together? Maybe 60, 70 years after marriage I am talking about. Or say 80 years. Beyond that, either he will go away or I will die. One of these will happen. If at all I am still present and my spouse dies, then what happens then? We are totally shattered. Why? Because we have so much of attachment to that person. I have derived so much of pleasure by the presence of that person, then the absence of the person gives me the same amount of dukkha now. This dukkha is proportional to the sukha that you derived by the presence of that object or situation or a person. All these three. Whereas, if I have the knowledge of the self, what is that? Who am I? If I know this, then I am not dependent on any external factor for my happiness. Happiness is coming from within. Whatever happens externally in the world will not matter to me if I have that knowledge. Some situations may give me pleasure, some situations are like that where it should be giving me pain, but I am equipoised in it. Why? Because I know who I am. This body is only existing for a short period. One day I will be dropping this body and continuing my journey. When we say somebody died, it means it's only the body which is dead. He or that moves forward. So when we have this knowledge, we will be always happy. My Guru Papa Swami Ramdas was always smiling. Anything happened, it seems there was a fire somewhere near, in one of the buildings, school buildings that he had established. He started dancing by looking at that. Wow, so beautifully that fire is burning. See, that kind of attachment to it is not there. So when we don't have me and mine, then definitely we will be happy. Just to give an example, we go to the shop and buy one TV. Let us take this example initially. I go to the shop, I am just looking at all the TVs, which one to select. I have not yet selected. At that time, there were some gundas who came there and destroyed all the TVs, damaged all the TVs. I feel bad for the shopkeeper because he has lost so much. But it is not the feeling is not intense. Now, on the other hand, assume that I have bought one TV and I have paid the money. I am just bringing the TV outside to my car. At that time, some gundas come and hit the TV and the TV got damaged. Now tell me, what kind of pain will be there? The pain was there when it was somebody else's TV also, but it was only little bit. Ayyo, it happened, that's all. Whereas when it happened to my TV, the pain is so much. Why? Because it is mine. Wherever we feel that it is mine, then this kind of both pleasure and pain definitely exist. What amount of pleasure we have derived out of that object or whatever it is, same amount of pain will be there in the absence of that. So Krishna says that Atma Buddhi Prasada Ja, the happiness which is born out of the knowledge of the self, is existing forever. You will not be looking for any other external factor for happiness because you are always happy then. This kind of happiness which is permanent is called as Satvika Sukha, which is initially it is very difficult, like poison. Yat tadagre visham iva. Initial stage it is like visham. Why? Atma Buddhi does not come just like that. You have to really put all our efforts. Initially it is so difficult. We have to lead a perfectly disciplined life. So much of willpower is needed. So much of enthusiasm is needed to move forward in this path of spirituality. It is not easy. So initially it is difficult like a poison. But slowly as we pariname amritopamam. Not only at the end. The journey also is so beautiful. Only initially we find it difficult, but then we get used to it. Yes, this is nothing. I can do it. And I will do it. So with that willpower we move forward. What happens? It becomes Amrita. Like learning Bhagavad Gita. Initially we found it so difficult. I'm not able to pronounce. I'm not able to understand anything. But slowly as we progressed further, oh, very easy to chant now. And not only chanting has become easy, even understanding has become much, much easier. And at least something is staying back here. And I feel like implementing those concepts in my life. May not be able to implement every concept of Bhagavad Gita, but at least a little bit that what I have understood, I am able to implement in my life. Isn't this Amrita? Not only at the end, the journey itself becomes so beautiful. So here, Tat Sukham Satvikam Proktam Atma Buddhi Prasadajam. Let us see what he says about the Rajasika Sukha. Shloka number 38. Vishayendriya samyogat yattadagre mrutopamam pariname vishamiva tat sukham rajasam smritam. Vishayendriya samyogat. Here Vishaya is Shabda, Sparsha, Rasa, Rupa, Gandha. All these 5 are called as Vishayas. Then Vishaya Indriya Samyogat. Vishaya Bhoga. Vishayendriya means here all those objects which are existing in the world, which we receive through our Indriyas. You see an object, that means you are receiving that through the eyes, which is a Jnanendriya. So through our Jnanendriyas we perceive the world. World has got so many things. So with this samyoga, with the contact of the Indriya with this objects of that Vishaya, Indriya gets connected with that. Eye is getting connected with that object. By looking at that means my eye is getting connected to that object. Samyoga takes place. So what happens? I derive happiness. Agre Amrita Upamam. It is said that initially, wow, it is Amrita. Pariname Vishamiva. At the end, it becomes poisonous. Opposite of Satvika. Satvika, initial stage, it is very difficult. But with perseverance, if you go forward, then at the end becomes Amrita. Whereas Rajasika Sukha is initially, wow, Amrita. But at the end, it is definitely Visham. Let us take the example of eating one ice cream. Summer, so hot, you feel like eating ice cream. Ice fell on the ice cream and ears heard that, oh, this particular flavor is good. So you are going and buying that and eating, and the tongue really relishes that. The mind is dwelling on this sukha, this happiness now. It demands for more. So you have one more scoop of same flavor ice cream. So like this, 2, 3, 4 you have. Then what happens? Obviously we all know what happens. We catch cold or stomach upset, or if I am diabetic, sugar level shoots up. Isn't it? So many problems. At the end what has happened? Initially it was Amrita. At the end it has become, same ice cream has become Visha. Anything for that matter, not only this particular tongue, seeing, eyes or listening or anything of that for that matter, which comes because of the contact of the Indriya, sense organs with these sense objects. Samyoga. When there is Samyoga, remember that there will be Viyoga. If at all something comes together, one day or the other they have to be separated. Wherever there is Samyoga, 100% guarantee that there will be Viyoga. So when Viyoga is there, we are not able to accept it. It gives us pain. So the same Sukha, now it has become, it was like Amrita, now it has become like poison. Present days, marriages are also almost becoming like this in many houses. Initially, yes, they fall in love, or arranged marriage. They are very happy together. Within a short period, in some cases it is within a few days, week or so, whereas in some other cases it may be a few years. The same person whom I felt is giving me sukha now started giving me dukkha, or the same person is giving me poison now. What I thought was Amrita, now it has become poison. So Krishna says that this kind of sukha is Rajasa sukha. Please note that Veda or our Bhagavad Gita is not against Rajasika sukha. If we say that we are all Bhagavad Gita students, does it mean that I should not enjoy anything outside world? I should not watch any serials. I should not watch movies. I should wear only sari and blouse and wear flowers. No. Veda, Bhagavad Gita does not say that you want to wear jeans, you wear jeans. You want to wear a t-shirt, doesn't matter if you are 70 years, 8 years, you wear it. You want to have ice cream, have it. No issue at all. You want to earn lot of money, yes, earn lot of money. No problem at all. But remember that the happiness that I am deriving out of all this is not going to be permanent. It is only temporary. So what should be there in me then? I should have some backup. Like how you have UPS, uninterrupted power supply. What is the purpose of uninterrupted power supply? Don't we have electricity board to give us electricity? Yes, we do have electricity board to supply electricity to our houses. But sometimes that may fail. When it fails, my work may get stopped. I'll have to stop my work, maybe continuing the class like this online class. But in case I have this UPS, then I can immediately go back to my UPS and make the UPS work for me. That doesn't mean that I should be only taking from the UPS. Whenever electricity board is supplying electricity to me, I will take from that. But when that is not there, then I am not worried. I have this UPS. In the same way, we can enjoy all the worldly things over here. Krishna is not saying don't enjoy all these. While you enjoy, remember that it is not permanent, it was only temporary. So whenever that yoga happens, immediately switch back to this. Get back to your uninterrupted Ananda supply, UAS. Like how you have UPS, we must be having this UAS. This is what is important for us. Otherwise, some people say that you are going for Bhagavad Gita classes and look at this, you are dressing like this. You are watching movie. I thought you don't watch all these movies. You don't go to the beauty parlor because should not go. You are a Bhagavad Gita student. Please don't be under this kind of assumption. Not that we should not enjoy anything that is worldly. We can definitely enjoy that is what is worldly. Wear good saris, wear diamond ornaments. Yes, if you have, enjoy all those. But at the back of the mind, it should be there that I am not attached to this. Yes, I am enjoying this. At the same time, if it is not there also, I am happy. This difference must be very, very clearly understood by us. Otherwise, some people may point out to us and say that, look at this, why are you like this? We ourselves point out at some Swamijis and say that, why are they going by some luxurious car? Why are they playing tennis? Swami Rama, one of the greatest saints our India has produced recently. He was a great yogi. He used to drive his car, he used to play tennis, and people used to make fun of him. Look at this, he calls himself as a yogi and he is playing. Who has stopped yogi from playing? Look at our Sadguru, Jaggi Vasudev of Isha Foundation. Rides bikes all over the world. This is a misconception that if you are a yogi or a sannyasi or if you are in the spiritual path, You should always be dull like this. No enthusiasm at all. You should not enjoy. You should not wear good saris. You should wear only saris. Nothing of that. So there is absolutely no condition. This is all created by us. We have assumed some things and it should be like this. A sannyasi, yogi must be like this. Nothing of that sort. Sannyasi, tyagi, all these only internally should be existing. Externally, however you are, doesn't matter. So Krishna talks about Rajasa Sukha, which is only temporary, which happens because of the Sanyoga, union of the sense organs with the sense objects of the world. Initially, it looks like, wow, so nice. At the end, the same thing becomes poisonous. Let us see what he talks about. Tamasa Sukha. Yadagre chanubandhe cha sukham moganamaatmanaga nidralasya pramadottham tattamasamudagritam. Yat agre, initially, anubandhe cha, hereafter also, consequently, sequel, next to that, after that also, sukham mohanam atmanaha. Mohana is deluding, delusion, deluding the mind. Here Atma is mind. It deludes the mind. Nidra alasya pramadotham. Nidra alasya pramada. Pramada is carelessness. Not the pramada of Tamil. In Tamil we say pramadama irundadu. Means wonderful. Here it is not that pramada. Sanskrita pramada means carelessness. Nidra alasya pramada. Because of this, there is a sukha. There are people who keep on lying down and sleeping for hours and hours together. They derive happiness out of that. Then they say, you also lie down, you also sleep. You see how happy we feel. Happiness derived out of sleeping for a long time. Here Nidra does not mean that we should not sleep. Definitely we all should sleep for a particular number of hours a day. Each one may require different number of hours. But sleep is needed. How many hours? How many hours do we sleep? That depends on individual again. But 12-14 hours we sleep. Always then alasya. You feel one sort, many times we have heavy food, lunch. Then we sleep in the afternoon for 2 hours. What happens? We become so dull, isn't it? Because that kind of sleep dullens the intellect. Intellect becomes dull. First of all, intellect is less. And because of this oversleeping, intellect becomes duller and duller. Then alasya. Not interested in doing anything. Somari. Then pramada. Carelessness. Any work you do, not doing with the responsibility, taking responsibility, simply doing it carelessly. So Krishna calls this as tamasa udahritam. This kind of sukha, that person also derives sukha out of oversleeping. There is lot of sukha for that person. Because of the delusion of the mind. Mind thinks that this is sukha. So here, mohanam atmanaha. Animals also keep on sleeping. They don't have any other work. Eat and sleep, eat and sleep. If we also do that, aren't we like animals? God has given us this free will. Everything is not because of the fate. Yes, fate is also important. But free will is given to only human beings. We must make use of this free will. Yes, I will learn Bhagavad Gita, and that kind of willpower also we must develop. If we don't make use of the free will, then in the next birth, definitely we will be born as some animals. Because anyway, I have given you this free will, you have not used, my dear. So better you be born as an animal, will say Paramatma. Then, he ends this now. These kind of happiness, 3 sukhas are over. Just to give an example, Monkeys. You know how the monkeys are punished? There is a small box or one cage like thing which has an opening, small opening. And lot of peanuts or groundnuts are kept there. The monkey comes there and puts his hand inside and grabs handful of groundnuts. So the hand has become like this now, fist, with full of groundnuts. Now it tries to take out its hand. It is not able to take out because that opening is very narrow, very small opening is there. If it releases the groundnuts, it is able to take out its hand easily. Whereas when it has got a handful of groundnuts, then it is not able to take back its hand. By the time the people come there and start hitting the monkey. Monkey does not release this hand, does not release the groundnuts. It is taking the thrashes. But because of this groundnut, attachment to that, eating groundnuts, it is not able to release that. It sounds so funny. Why can't this monkey release the groundnut and simply run away? Simply it is taking all the thrashing, I mean. Aren't we also like this? This world is really hitting us many times, thrashing us. By thrashing, getting thrashed, are we learning anything? We are receiving the thrashing. At the same time, we are not ready to get detached from this world. Krishna says, get detached from the world, get attached to me. You will not be thrashed at all. You will not feel the pain at all. Are we ready? Are we ready? Or are we like this monkey who is not ready to release those groundnuts? In spite of getting thrashes, it is not able to release that groundnut. We are also in the same category. We know that if I release that, I will be happy. I can have Sattvika Sukha, I know. But not doing it. So we must move forward. Initially, it may be Tamasika Sukha, sleeping for long hours. But slowly we must move to Rajasika Sukha and then from there to Sattvika Sukha and then revel in that Sattvika Sukha. Let us see what Krishna says in the next shloka, shloka number 40. Na tadasti prithivyam va divi deveshu va punaha sattvam prakriti jair muktam yadebhisyatribhir gunaihi. So Krishna says that, Arjuna, I have now talked about the categorization of Tyaga, Jnana, Karma, Karta, Buddhi, Dhriti and Sukha. Altogether 7 topics I have given you the categories. But don't think that only these 7 topics are categorized. Everything that you see here, Natadasti Prithivyam, whatever you see in this world or universe or earth, Divi is heaven, where Deveshu, where there are Devas residing in the heavens, whether it is earth or heaven, whether it is human beings or animals or objects or gods, everything is Prakritija. Everything is born out of Prakriti, means it has got 3 gunas, Sattva, Raja, Tamoguna, definitely exist in everything. You see an object. I am seeing a chair in front of me. Chair is inert object that also has got Sattva, Raja, Tama. 3 gunas are there. Tamoguna is probably 99.9999% is Tamoguna. Then we have, these are about the objects. Next we have the plant kingdom. Slightly better than the objects, inert objects. So Tamoguna is slightly less in them and they have more of Sattva and Rajoguna. Tamoguna is dominating but lesser than the inert objects. Next we have the animals. Lesser Tamoguna. More and more of Sattva and Rajoguna. Next we have humans. It is only comparison, not that we don't have tamoguna. We have the maximum tamoguna also. Again, each one has got different dominating character. Sattva may be dominating, Rajoguna may be dominating, etc. So don't think that only these 7 topics are categorized in this way. Everything that you find in this world, or not only in this world, what are the 14 lokas? In all the lokas, this kind of categorization, that is 3 gunas, definitely are there. So he winds up this kind of categorization. Next he moves on once again to Karma Yoga in a different perspective. In the next few shlokas, he is going to talk about what we have already seen. Varna Dharma, caste, which is totally misinterpreted, which has been misinterpreted, because of which so many people point out at Sanatana Dharma and say that it has to be destroyed because it divides people into different castes. If at all anybody talks like this, we must be able to explain to them what is given in Veda. It is not that caste by birth is given importance anywhere in Veda or Bhagavad Gita. If at all we come across the word Brahmana, it is not about the Brahmana by birth. It is about Brahmana, person by Sattva Guna. And why this categorization has been done by Paramatma or in Veda? Now, we are taking so much from this universe, including air, water, food. Food also is coming from the earth. Aren't we taking? If at all I take one small item, assume that I went to the bank, I wanted to sign the check, I did not have a pen, I borrow a pen from somebody, some stranger, just to sign maybe a few alphabets. I give it back, say thank you. Don't we do this? When we are like this to that person, how much of gratefulness, gratitude should be there towards this universe? How can I contribute to this universe? What can I contribute to the universe? In which field can I contribute to the universe? I am taking so much from the universe. Definitely I have to contribute. I have to give something back to the universe. We will question ourselves. What am I giving to the universe? What are we giving? Can we question ourselves? Have I given little happiness to the universe? Have I given anything that is worth to the happiness? I am always crying. I am always in dukkha, sad. That means that kind of negative vibrations I am giving gift to the universe. So in which field can I contribute? Ullavaru shivalaiva maaduvarayya, nanena maadali badavanayya, says one of the Kirtanas. People who are very rich, they will build Shiva temples. But I am poor, what can I do? So, this categorization, or what we call as caste, has come only for this purpose. What should be my profession? In which profession can I contribute to the universe? How are we taking our profession today? How much salary can I get? How much more salary can I get than my friend? This is the way we are looking at our professions today. But actually it should not be taken in this fashion. In which field can I excel? My talent. Yes, I have got some talent. In which field do I have talent? And this talent I should be able to contribute to the universe in some way or the other. So, I should be taking a profession in which I am good, or the profession which I love, subject that I love. How do we decide the profession? In intermediate or 12th standard, we decide the profession. The track. Which track should I move? Whether it is commerce, arts or science, in science, whether it is medical, engineering, so many branches are there. How do we decide today? I should be able to complete my education quickly. But I should be able to get highest salary. I should be able to go abroad. Which education? I am not worried whether I really love that subject or not. We advise the same thing to our children also. Take up this. It will be done very quickly. Then you can start earning money. Money is needed. But in today's world, you have so many different branches. So we need not compel a child to take up only this, only this. No. Any profession, any field the child or anybody can take up. So Krishna says that you take up a profession which you love, so that you give your best to that profession. By giving your best to the profession, you are contributing to the universe. See, the thought itself is different. Our Sanatana Dharma, the ideas are totally different. It is not only making money. Money is definitely needed. But it is not money-minded. It does not advise to have that kind of mind where I should get more and more and more and more money. No. If you want to have material success, then yes, how much can I get? How much can I get? How much more can I get? If you want to have spiritual progress, spiritual growth, spiritual success, how much can I give? Not giving. How much can I renounce? That measures our spiritual success. So here, Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra, all these categories are made. Why? To select the required profession. Which profession, which topic, which subject do we love? Based on that, you take up that profession. So here Krishna talks about Guna Brahmana, Guna Kshatriya, Guna Vaishya, Guna Shudra and Karma Brahmana, Karma Kshatriya. Because of these gunas, you become Karma Brahmana, Karma Kshatriya, Karma Vaishya and Karma Shudra. In our Sanatana Dharma, the Veda, in Rig Veda, there is Purusha Sukta. All of you know about this Purusha Sukta. In the Shloka, in Veda, only in Rig Veda, in one Shloka, this description is given. The Shloka is like this. Brahmanosya mukhamasit bahu rajanya kritaka uru tadasya yadveshyaka padbhyam shudro ajayata. Only 4 lines in the Veda, Rig Veda, Purusha Sukta talks about this. That is, first line is Brahmano asya mukhamasit. There is this Purusha. Purusha's face is Brahmana. Bahu Rajaha. Kshatriyas are like the arms, shoulders or hands or arms of that Purusha. Purusha is that Bhagavan. Then Uru Tadasya Yadveshyaha. Vaishya is like the thighs of that Purusha. And Padbhyam Ushudro Ajayata. From the Pada, from the feet, Shudras are like feet. Ajayata means born. Only this shloka talks about the caste. Here once again it is not about the caste by birth. We say that my parents are Brahmin, so I am also a Brahmin. My parents are Vaishyas, I am also a Vaishya. It is not like this here. Veda and Bhagavad Gita, they are not talking about Brahmana, Kshatriya, Shudra by birth, but it is by Guna and karma. Karma is how can I contribute. Guna is my guna. I should be able to analyze what my guna is. Sattva guna, contemplating character, slightly silent, not very active. Rajoguna, active, always active. Then in this, there is a combination. As I said, everything is a combination of sattva, raja and tamas. If sattva is dominating, then what is the next, second dominating guna? If it is rajoguna, then only tamoguna. Let us call this as SRT, sattva, raja, tama. SRT means he is contemplating mind. Sattva is dominating. Next dominating character is Rajoguna and last is Tamoguna. Less of Tamoguna. Next comes R. Rajoguna dominating. Next second dominating is Sattvaguna. That is Kshatriya. Again, Rajoguna only is dominating. But next second dominating character is Tamoguna. RTS. Last is Sattva. That is Vaishya. And Tamoguna is dominating. Then Rajoguna, last is Sattva, TRS. That is Shudra. So here Brahmana. Brahmana is like the face, or that is thinking capacity. You are very intellectual. Then you are called as Brahmana. Then next one is Rajoguna is dominating. Second dominating is Sattva, which means Niswartha Seva. I do lot of activities, but most of them are not for myself, but for the sake of somebody else. Here that is Kshatriya. So it is compared with the shoulders or arms of that Purusha. That means his responsibility is to protect the country, protect the people, etc. Kshatriya. Next is Vaishya. Vaishya is compared with the thighs of that Purusha. Without thighs, it's not possible. The strong thighs are needed to stand properly. So Vaishya is into business. He is needed for the development of the country. If there is no business at all, country will never be developed. If everybody becomes a sannyasi, everybody is only intellectual, who will do the business? So, thigh is compared with Vaishya, and then feet is for Shudra. Shudra is a person, maybe by birth Brahmin, but by guna and karma, Shudra means he does not have that intellect, no thinking capacity, no fighting capacity or governing capacity, no capacity to do business also. But there is physically he is strong. So, he can assist any of these categories. Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, he is ready to serve them. Assist, let us not use the word serve. Assist them. So, he is compared with the feet of that Purusha or that Parabrahma. What we must understand is, we must analyze our capacity, whether I belong to this category, this category, this category. Based on that, we must try to excel in that. So, profession is not just to earn for myself, but to contribute to the society. So, let us see what Krishna says in Shloka number 41. Brahmana Kshatriya Visham Shudranam cha parantapa Karmani pravibhaktani Swabhava prabhavair gunaihi. Brahmana, Kshatriya, Shudra, etc. All these categories are made. Karmani pravibhaktani Swabhava prabhavair gunaihi. Based on their own gunas, they have to select the karma, discriminate. Based on the guna, which guna is dominating in me, what can I, in which field can I contribute to the universe? We have to analyze ourselves. Based on that, we can become Brahmana, Kshatriya, Shudra, Vaishya, etc. Now he is going to describe the qualities of Brahmana. If we want to be Brahmana, how should be our qualities? Or if at all you have these qualities, yes, you are a Brahmana. Let us see Shloka number 42. Shamo damastapa shaucham shantirarjavameva cha jnanam vijnanamastikyam brahma karma swabhavajam. Once again it comes by the swabhava. One's own swabhava. Brahma karma. So this Brahmana is the person who does Brahma karma. Not by birth, but by his own swabhava, he does Brahma karma. What is Brahma karma? Brahma is Veda or our scriptures. So he studies the scriptures, understands, implements in his life, and then shares with the others or teaches the others. You see, in olden days, there were no books or no computers. Nothing was written. Everything they had to keep in their mind only. So they had to study this every Veda or whatever they were taught. They had to study that again and again and again. Keep on repeating. Study means what? The teacher keeps repeating and the students keeps repeating that till it is cemented here. Are we able to do that? To learn one shloka, we take so much of time. And today I have learnt, I am very happy. Tomorrow, nothing, I am not able to recall any word from this. How difficult it is. Those days, nothing, no books, nothing, no computer. So they had to keep everything here in the mind only. And then, Manana Nididhyasana, then they had to live accordingly. Shamaha. Shamaha is mind control, not Kshama. Kshama is different. Shama. Shama is mind, keeping the mind under control. Damaha, keeping all the sense organs under the control. Tapaha, doing different kinds of tapas. Tapas does not mean that go to the forest and stand on one foot. Any kind of decision that you make in the path of spirituality is called as tapas. I will speak only good things today. I will think and speak. I will not simply react to somebody's behavior. This also is a tapas. Then, shaucham, shuchi, clean. Internally one should be clean. Clean means, again, thoughts, speech and action should be pure. Kshanti. Kshanti is the capacity to withstand the difficulties what we face physically or mentally. We don't have Shanti at all. We don't have that capacity to receive any physical disturbance. If it's summer, oh, it is so hot, it is so hot, so hot, so hot, we keep on cribbing. We are not able to withstand that heat. We want AC. 24 hours AC we want. Same thing in winter. Ayyo, it is so cold, so cold, so cold. Are we enjoying that cold? Are we enjoying this heat? No. When it is hot, we want it to be cold. When it is cold, we want it to be hot. Isn't it? We are all like this. No kshanti at all. Mentally, are we ready to receive any difficulties, any hurdles in life? No. It should be only something which is pleasant. A Brahmana should have this kshanti. He does not work for earning money. In those days, Gurukulam, the Brahmanas who were the teachers over there, they did not ask for any fees. Not like today's schools. Whatever that people could give, that they offered. Even the king's children, the princes also used to study there. Everybody would come and give him something. That's all. He never expected anybody to give this particular thing, that, but no. That means very simple life. He used to lead a very, very simple life. So Brahmana is supposed to lead a very simple life. That is why in stories we read it as there was a poor Brahmin. Did we ever read in any story there was a rich Brahmin? No. There was a poor Brahmin. Why? Those Brahmins, not by birth again, by this karma, always poor because they were never money minded. Whatever knowledge that I have, I will give it to them. I am not bothered whether they give me anything or not in return, but I want to contribute in this way. This is the attitude of a Brahmin. So, he is not money minded. He is not having any luxury items in his house. Obviously, there will be difficulties. Obviously, he should be ready to face that. When he is leading that simple kind of life, there will be difficulties. He should be ready to face all those. That is Kshanti. Arjava, we have been studying about this Arjava many times. Our thoughts, our words and our actions should be in synchrony. Synchronization between the thoughts, the words and deeds is called as Arjava. Then Jnanam, Vijnanam, Astikya. He should have knowledge. He should keep on updating his knowledge. It is not sufficient if he knows only the para knowledge. It is not sufficient if he knows only about Parabrahma. He should have the knowledge of the world also. In the Gurukula, Veda was taught. Was it only the Vedas? Archery? So many things. How to lead a life. A common man should lead a life in the world. Everything was taught. Math, science, everything was taught in that Gurukula. So that Brahmana should have the knowledge of everything. That Vijnana. That means he should have experienced it. Then Astikyam. Astika, Nastika. We use the word. We generally say that Astika is a person who is religious. It is not exactly that. Astika means the one who trusts the Vedas. One who says that yes, Vedas exist in our Sanatana Dharma means it is Veda only. People who don't have trust in Veda or say that there is nothing called Veda, it's all bullshit. Such people are coming under the category Nastika. So it is the duty of this Brahmana to be an Astika. Not only that, he should explain to the people in such a way that even if they don't have trust in Vedas, they should get trust in Vedas at least by listening to this person. So such a person comes under the category called Brahmana. For us, how are we taking this Brahmana? My parents were Brahmanas, so I am also a Brahmana. Never take it like this. At least the perspective that based on my guna, my karma. What should be my karma? What is my capacity? What is my talent? In which field can I do my best, give my best? Not for the sake of earning. Yes, I will get salary, I will get. Yes, I will use it for my family. But my main attitude is contribute to the society. There is a story. There were some laborers working for construction of the steps to a temple. Steps were being laid to a temple. There were many workers. So one person who was walking by, he came and asked one laborer there, "What are you doing? Can't you see?" He was very angry. He said, "Can't you see? I am working." Okay. He went and asked another laborer. So that laborer said, "I am doing this to get my salary so that I can take care of my family." Okay. He went to another person, third person, and asked that person, "What are you doing?" So that person said, "I am laying steps to a wonderful temple." See the attitude. The work is the same work. No difference. All the three are laying steps only. But the attitude is different. One person is highly egoistic. Doesn't even want to say what he is doing. Whereas the second one is only doing for that money. One is tamasika, one is rajasika, and the third one is satvika. You see his attitude. I am laying steps to a beautiful temple. So Krishna says that you select the work, select the field, according to your guna, swabhava, karmani pravibhaktani, swabhava prabhavair gune. Prabhava, bhava means being born. How? Prabhava. Because you have got a great birth because of that guna. Because of the guna is, I hope everybody is clear about it, sattva, raja, guna, which has come from prakriti. In prakriti, everything has got these three gunas, a mixture of these three gunas only. There is nothing which does not have these. Prakriti is one aspect of Purusha. So Krishna says that Brahmana, Kshatriya, Visham, Shudranam cha Parantapa, Karmani Pravibhaktani, based on the karma it is divided. But unfortunately, it is misinterpreted, and so many people do not have the clarity about it. We as Hindus also don't have clarity, and how do we expect the other religion people to have any clarity? So it is our duty to have, first of all, in our mind we should be clear about it. So in case anybody talks about it, then we can clarify. Yes, this is the way it is. This is the way it is. So let us have a proper knowledge about it and then pass it on to the next generation also. So that the flag of our Sanatana Dharma is held high by the next generations too. So Brahma Karma, we can all try to become Brahmana. Whatever knowledge that we have about this field called spirituality, that we can share with the others. Try to lead a simple life. Try to have Shama, Dama, Tapa, Arjava, all this Shuchi. Yes, cleanliness, purity, at least within, try ourselves to the maximum possible. Then Jnana Vijnanam, Astikyam, obviously all of us are Astikas only. All of us trust Vedas. All of us have trust in our Sanatana Dharma. So little by little, we all will move forward and try to become Guna Brahmana. By birth I may be a Shudra. But that does not matter at all. Whoever it is, everybody should strive to become Guna Brahmana. So let us all try to become that Guna Brahmana. And let us not stop Namasmarana, chanting and remembering him always. Om Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram. 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 Om Asato Ma Sadgamaya Tamaso Ma Jyotirgamaya Mrityorma Amritam Gamaya. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu.